from project to project and give you guys the skinny of all the new construction down here in the Wildwoods. And since our last video, I have to admit, a lot of new projects have hit the market. And on top of that, you guys have been asking me to cover different things. So what I'm going to do today is start in North Wildwood and make our way to Diamond Beach as we hit every major project that you guys suggested. If there's a project that you guys didn't see in this video and you want to see, let me know in the comment section. Now before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. And a special thank you out to my patrons on patreon.com. Because of them, I get to make fun videos like this. If you want to go ahead and support this channel and have your name at the end of the video, all you have to do is click the links in the description below. Anyway, let's get started. Now this may not actually be a project at this second, but a lot of you guys have been asking me, Joey, what's the deal with the erosion? Has things gotten worse since the last storm? And I mean, you can see a little bit down this way that there has been a little bit of erosion, but nothing too crazy. Now North Wildwood is working on some kind of system where they can put a little bit of some kind of bulkhead around the North Wildwood lifeguard station. That hasn't started yet. I think that may only be 400 feet of actual like bulkhead they can actually put over there. So at this time, there is no information on when it will start, if it will connect with the one that ended on 12th Street. But right now, this is what we're stuck with. Now, as usual, more than likely, starting in a few months, we'll start to see trucks going up and down the beach, bringing sand to North Wildwood for the Beach Replenish project. But as of right now, nothing really has been on the books yet. But stay tuned for that one. There's a lot of projects today, so if I go too quickly, I apologize in advance. But we're going to go all the way down to Old New Jersey Avenue because there's finally a project taking place at a lot that's been abandoned for a while. We are now on Walnut and Old New Jersey Avenue because there is finally something coming to this lot behind me. For those who don't know, I mean, a lot of you guys do know because you come here on Old New Jersey Avenue throughout the summer, but all the way back in 2006, there was originally a bar called Kingfish that was supposed to take this spot. They had a sign sitting in the middle, and since 2006, that sign has been sitting there every single summer saying, coming 2007. Yeah, just like me, I'm pretty sure you're like, well, nothing ever came, what is going on? Well, there is a massive project that's going to take place right here. Now, while I plan to do a full article about this project, let me go ahead and break down for you what we're looking at. Behind us is actually a rendering of what the building is going to look like. The top 3 stories are all going to be residential, with the bottom right here going to be a commercial property. More than likely, it's going to be a breakfast place or a lunch place, something where you can go ahead and just grab something and go. And one really cool feature about this, you can see right over here, it's brought to you by the Inlet team. The Inlet, which is obviously located right behind us this way, is actually building this project. Why? Because they're getting into the wedding business, and so they're going to be using some of these floors to go ahead and have like a staging area for weddings. You know, so you get married on the beach, you can come over here, you know, get changed or dressed for the wedding in the sense of like the bride getting ready or the groom, do the wedding on the beach, come back and have your reception right here at the Inlet. It is a fun project that we're excited for, and we don't have an exact date when this will open, but we're assuming it could potentially break ground sometime this spring. Now, when it comes to that quick serve kind of like food counter, we'll get more details for you guys later on. There's a lot of information that's coming out, and until things get approved and or things kind of set in stone, I don't want to give you guys information on it just yet. Plus, I'll tell you, I know the owner and I know who's going to be doing the food. You're going to absolutely love it. Anyway, let's continue. One project I just wanted to mention is that the Matador is getting new railings, and it's just so strange to drive by and not see any railings up here. It's going to look great once it's done. It's just every time I go by and I don't see railings, I'm like, it's so weird. You can see that right there is actually rope for the workers. But once it's done, it's going to be great. We are now outside one of the most anticipated projects here in North Wildwood. This is the North Shore at 3rd and New York Avenue. And you're probably saying to yourself, what happened? Where is it? I know, if you're like me, you're probably like, it looks so weird because there is absolutely nothing here. Well, they're very far into this project, and the blueprints, which call for a massive story on top, meant that the original bar underneath had to be stripped all the way down so they can build the supports, which is why it looks like this. They put the walls up because there are some stuff back there, and they have no trespassing stuff up around because obviously it's very dangerous to go inside a work zone. But it's really weird just to drive down the street and see it like this especially from the side. Let me show you that. In wide mode, you can really see how strange it is just to see the building kind of just like whoop, completely off. But this wall is strong enough, so this wall will stay up. You actually see they put almost new capping around this. But you can see how just strange it looks, right? This part of the building is still as is, and you can kind of look inside a little bit and just see that work is taking place inside. I know it's very, very strange to see, but there is work inside. This part of the building is staying as is. And then just kind of looking this way, I don't want to go actually in there, but you can look, that's the original restaurant. You can see that back wall is still standing, and that side wall. As you can tell, there's a lot of work that still needs to be done, but once this is done, it's going to look absolutely amazing and give you great views of the actual bay and the sunset, which I'm excited for. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. As you can tell, the wind is starting to pick up, and my poor hair is just not going to hold. Anyway, let's continue. We are now at 23rd and pretty much the Boardwalk, and behind me is the, I think you call it the Quality Inn, the Hammock Inn, the Johnson Inn. There's been so many names for this motel that no one actually knows what the new one is. And I told you guys on our last video that, you know, I don't really know what's going on. Well, since that video, a lot has taken place. They actually finished putting on the roof. It actually turned out really, really good. And I don't know if you can hear behind me. Yeah, those are saws. And it's hard to see from this camera, I'll zoom in a second, but it looks like they're ripping down walls. Yeah, let me show you. This is just looking into one of the rooms, and you can see just big pieces of walls just ripped down. Almost as though they're making suites out of these units. There's another zoomed in area. Are they making the bathrooms bigger? I have no idea. And you can see it's happening to all of the rooms. Here, here, above. So they're doing it to all of them. And just to show you the roof line, you can see they did finish. Looks really, really good. But yeah, we're still trying to figure out, is this going condo or not? Here's a wider view of the motel. You can see there's a lot of work taking place. It really does look like they're pulling out some kind of back wall. Not sure which one. Maybe they're redoing the bathrooms. But hopefully we'll get you guys more information on this. So stay in touch with me, guys. I will bring you guys updates on this one project. Let's go ahead and continue. Remember, we are now in fall, which means sunsets at 4:35 today. So let's go ahead. What are we waiting for? Come on, we got a lot of things we got to do today. We are now at 26 and the Boardwalk, and weirdly enough, do you know where I'm at? I'm actually under the Boardwalk, and you're probably saying to yourself, what? This doesn't look right. And you are right, because above me, there is no boardwalk. Take a look. Yeah, that is just sky all the way through, because this is the Wildwoods Reconstruction Project Phase 2, which is going to take place from Maple Avenue all the way to 26th Street and the Boardwalk. And I know I probably bore you guys by doing so many videos about this. To me, it's still so interesting to see that there is no boardwalk right now. At this point in the project, they have completely ripped off all of the wood in the top, and they started laying the foundations for the new concrete pads. Now, that's taking place towards Maple Avenue. Here, over in North Wildwood, at least on 26th Street, they started shaving down the corners of where the pads used to be. This right here is where the tram car used to drive on, and as you can see, there is no concrete slabs. This is actually the end point of where the concrete slab was. Here is another angle of that concrete slab, and this is actually where it's going to stop. You see, from here, they're going to go ahead and even that out, put the wood, and continue, release the wood going that way. The concrete pad is going to stay like that going into North Wildwood. Now, before they're actually able to put that new wood on top or the concrete supports, they have to do a lot of work on the concrete. You see, the structure, as you can tell behind me, this right here has completely rotted through and is starting to fall apart. They have to fix those things before they can even continue, and that's actually one part of the process. Where they come through, they take off the first layer for the wood, they come down and repair all of these cracks, including this one right here. This erosion's pretty darn bad. Actually, this giant piece here almost looks like it's about to fall down. Now, once they go ahead and repair all these pieces, they can then put 4x6s on top and then put the wood on top of that. Now remember that they are adding in those new supports, which they're actually putting on while they're fixing all of this. And those supports will pretty much run in the same general area of where those tram car tracks used to be. And this is that area right here. So they'll add them here on the sides and continue them forward that way. A lot of people have been asking me, Joey, what are they doing with those concrete pathways? They're just ripping them off, and what do they do with them? Well, they lift them up with a crane, they drop them off on the beach, and then eventually a truck comes, they get picked up, and they get kind of taken away. Actually, one interesting thing that people have been saying to me is, Joey, are they selling any pieces of those concrete slabs? And not that I'm aware of, but like, you know, I'm just walking around here now, and I mean, like, there's pieces of the concrete pads, like, everywhere you go. So I mean, if you want one, I don't know. Here? No, I guess if you want one or want something of this, let me know. I mean, some pieces are really tiny. A lot of people want these pieces for something. Anyway, I have the drone with me, which you guys have voted to call it a seagull, which kind of makes sense to me. So let's go ahead and put the drone in the sky and give you a seagull's point of view of what the boardwalk looks like. Here we go. So it's coming together. It's still projected to be done before Memorial Day weekend, so don't worry guys, it will be done in time for summer. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. We are now at Magnolia and Pacific Avenue because the 38 dwellings, which keep in mind this is the BG Capital project, it's coming together amazingly. And just this past week, they just laid the foundation for the pool and the fire pits and a couple other things. And I have to admit, I'm getting excited because it almost looks like the end is just a few months away. Right now, we're going to walk around the property and give you a little tour. This is on the Magnolia side of the property, and they're laying concrete everywhere. You can see the concrete sidewalks are going in, the concrete driveways are going in, and it looks like a lot of the concrete, like the main ones going in, will be poured probably later on this week. But the middle part where the pool is was just laid a few days ago, and it looks absolutely amazing. Can't really see it from this angle, but don't worry, I have the drone with me. These ones over here are practically done. I don't know what the inside looks like, but obviously with winter coming, you want to get the outside done first. And then if we zoom in back here, you can see the new pool. Look at that! Now obviously it's very hard to see the pool from that angle, but I do have the drone with me, so let's put the seagull in the sky. And let's continue our tour around the property. It looks like crews had to fix up the sewer system, so they ripped up some part of the roads and they added a lot of new drainage pipes, which you can actually see right over here. But we're gonna walk down this side, show you that a lot of this is pretty much done. Once again, I'm talking about the exterior, because this one was the second to last building to do. They still have the garage doors to put in, a couple other things, but this one looks really good. See what I mean? I know. Are you getting excited? Will you guys buy one of these? Let me know in the comment section. And while I'm over here, shout out to the homeowners that are investing money in their houses. Look how nice this one house looks, right? And then also there's another building down this way. You can see all the work they put into that. It looks amazing. Now, this isn't the only BG Capital project taking place here on Pacific Avenue. We have the residences on Skellinger Avenue, so let's go ahead and check that out. And yes, I know, Joey needs a haircut. It's getting a little out of control. We are now standing outside of BG Capital's other project, what used to be called the Residences on Pacific Avenue. I think will just be called some other hotel name because it's no longer a residence. Actually, it went from J1 now to just a regular hotel. And since our last update, a lot has changed. One of the biggest changes you can see is the concrete work. Not too long ago, they laid in the sidewalks, and then they added in a ramp and steps into what is supposed to be the lobby to the hotel. As of right now, I still think that's what it's going to be. You can actually see the automatic door sitting over there. From the exterior, it doesn't really look like they did too much, but let's go to the backyard because they just installed the pool. And here you can see they just installed the pool not too long ago. It really, really looks good, but a lot of people are questioning, but where's the cars going to go? And that is a great question. That's not going to be a place to park your car. Instead, BG Capital purchased that building back here that used to be a bank. They're going to knock down that building and add in some kind of parking structure. Now, I don't know when that's going to take place, but there are dumpsters back there where they're starting to demolish the stuff inside. Remember, it used to be a bank, which means the vault and a couple other things. They have a lot of thick concrete in there, so I'm actually really excited to see how they're going to demolish that entire building. And this is the building we're talking about. It's been abandoned for a very long time, and if you look through the windows, it's pretty cool. The original safe is in there. Now, this is your new food restaurant joint place you need to check out next time you're down here. Island Cafe is no longer here. Instead, it's going to be called the Panini Cafe. I got an article coming out about that very shortly, so stay tuned for that. So right here in the corner, right in front of Burn Plaza. Now, I'm still getting a lot of questions about the Shamrock, the old location, what's going here, what's going there. So I figured I would go ahead and just give you like a mini little recap. At this second, nothing has been proposed for this land where the Shamrock used to be. Things are just kind of sitting in here. It's kind of like a staging area for the residences. Now, the old Shamrock building, which was a house, just got lifted and now there's a new foundation underneath of it. And now, since I have the seagull, let's go ahead and put the drone in the sky, kind of give you like a little view of everything. Maybe a little bit over here, the Shamrock, and the project. Here we go. Shadows are starting to get long, so let's go ahead and make our way down to Rio Grande Avenue because there's a lot taking place. We are now between Rio Grande Avenue and Taylor Avenue on Pacific Avenue because behind us is a historic house which is going to see a massive, massive addition. You see, the folks who own Mud Hen purchased this lot and they're going to make like a cottage oasis. They're going to keep the middle house here in the middle, build a parking lot on the far side where the Carpenter's house used to be, and then they're going to put individual cottages around this building. They're going to add in a pool, a play area, and a couple other things. We have some photos of what it's going to look like. Take a look. Now you can probably hear that construction has started and they're currently leveling out the land around the entire property. This front's actually going to be where the Great Lawn is, and in order to get things going, they had to first clear all the trees out of the way. They had all these bushes to remove, and from there, they then started leveling out everything. And I apologize once again, this road's really, really loud. Now, their end goal is to have this project done for next summer, so they are not wasting time whatsoever. They really started pushing things out. They brought in some sand and some dirt to go ahead and kind of cover the entire area and level it out. And they already started working on the inside of the original house. And as you can see, they brought in a lot of dirt, and they're using this right here to kind of push it over and even it out. On the house, you can see in the back, they removed some of the roof. Remember, they're going to be adding in a ramp, and it looks like they're going to be adding an extension on the back of the building. And you can see up front, they're just bringing in more and more dirt. Here's another angle of the property. The funny thing is, you don't realize how big this property was until they removed everything on it. And the only thing I just want to add is that back there used to be the Carpenter's house, and it was such a beautiful house because it had a lot of Victorian detail, especially out of this hand-carved woodwork. And it's so sad we didn't get to save any of that. But if you guys know of any projects where, hey, they might be demolishing some kind of house that has historical parts, let us know so that we can save those things. While we're here, let's talk about the Marvis Diner, which is adding on an entire wing, which I love it because it says system updating over here. It says installing version 2.0.23, meaning that it's going to be open and ready to go for this upcoming summer. Let me go ahead and just share that with you because it looks really cool so far. Look how cool this is. Sure, it looks strange at the moment, but I promise you, once it's done, it's going to look absolutely amazing. And here is the other side of the building as well. Honestly, I'm going to be very excited to see this completed. With Christmas around the corner, a lot of places down here love to decorate, and everyone does a great job, but this year, Pedals, oh my goodness, they did such an amazing... Okay. They built their own store within their store for their decorations. And it's hard to see, they have snow coming down. I mean, look at this. They literally built their own store with a small Christmas tree, some of their products and so on and so forth. And then from there, they built a whole calendar with Santa. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. They did such an amazing job. And of course, you know, I'm going to come back and film this at night when we do our Christmas video because I can't believe how amazing this is. Anyway, let's continue up Rio Grande just a little bit because Starbucks is being built right now and the Sinclair Gas Station is almost done. We're still between Taylor Avenue and Rio Grande Avenue as we're talking about this next project, which is Starbucks. You can see they went ahead and leveled out the entire property and they added in all of the survey markers. You can see them with little flags going the entire way. This is exciting. I had reached out to Starbucks and I asked them, when do you plan on opening? They have said multiple times, spring 2023, but it all depends on what happens. And I go, with what? And they're like, well, things could happen. So I don't know what that means. So I'm assuming by summer we should have a Starbucks, but you never know. And right now I'm actually watching the sunset at the same time. This is actually really nice, though I never thought I would watch the sunset over the archways of McDonald's. Anyway, let me go ahead and give you a tour of the property and then go over to the Sinclair Gas Station because I think the sign's about to turn on. You can see they brought in some stones for the heavy equipment. It's not 100% leveled yet, but all the survey markers are out. And I mean, I think like any day now they're going to come in and really start hammering away what to do here. You can see some things are still left out, like here, for example, because if you remember, it was a gas station, so I don't know what kind of tanks are underground, but there definitely was something here that they probably have to remove. This is the parking lot to the Sinclair Gas Station. Remember, they're putting 3 shops there, so they needed parking for those buildings, which they have back here. And I had a lot of people ask me, hey Joey, they put in this massive transformer, where's it at? Right over here. Does that mean they're going to have some kind of parking for electric cars? And to be honest with you, I didn't think so until I saw this. Do you see this? This is usually what's needed if you're going to go ahead and park some electric cars. And so they installed 4 of them. Now, I don't know if that means that you could do 2 for each. I think it's probably 1 for each. So I'm assuming there's going to be at least 4 parking spots for electric vehicles. Pretty cool. Now here is the new Sinclair Gas Station sign. I'm assuming the bottom 3 would be for the businesses, but I love this because this is the retro sign, the actual retro sign for the Sinclair Gas Station. So I have to admit, it definitely fits in with the theme that we have going on here on Rio Grande Avenue. Now I apologize once again if it's loud. I'm still waiting on the new microphones to get here, but One thing I want to show you is that the Sinclair Gas Station is pretty much done. I mean, the pumps are in. I don't know if they actually have gas to them yet, but you can see behind me, all the work is done. Even down to the parking lot and the main buildings, you can see it looks like they're ready to lease out. And while we're talking about retro things for the Sinclair Gas Station, I didn't know this, but look, they installed an old-fashioned pump here. Now, obviously, it doesn't work, but how cool is this? I mean, just take a look at this. Obviously, this is just a sign in here, but I'm assuming this lights up. They put marbles in there. Obviously, it's a throwback. Got the original logo, which is what we have on our sign, right down there. An old pump, which it's, don't worry, you can't actually take it out. You can't actually use it, but it's double-sided. This is so neat. Oh, look at this. That is so funny. Now, I don't have an exact date on when this will open, but they already have all the signage up. They have the pumps looking like they're all ready to go. So you never know, maybe in the next few weeks, this thing will be open. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue our tour. We are now in front of the Lufran Motel, which we thought was going condo, but now we just got word that it's actually staying a motel. This is going to be called the Beach House Motel in Wildwood. And I have to admit, I'm so happy to hear that it's staying a motel. You guys let me know. Are you happy to hear that as well? I don't have renderings of what it's going to look like. I probably should run down to the City Hall and get that for you. But I have to admit, it looks really good so far. I mean, you guys tell me what you think so far. I honestly really like it. Looks really, really cool. And they finally finished up the pool and closed it up. Now, we're being told that these 26 units will be ready for summer 2023, and that eventually they're going to be adding in some kind of coffee bar. And I love coffee, so I'm excited for that. And behind us is another project you guys have been asking me about, and that is the Wildwood Motel. And I finally do have an update for you because brand new signs have just been hung over here. See that one right there? And it says, Opportunity 23 Unit Motel. So, unfortunately, this means this is up for sale. Here you can see those signs, and no work has been done since the fire. So I'm thinking the owner just wants to get rid of it. Anyway, we are losing sunlight, you can see behind me, so let's go ahead and finish in Wildwood Crest. Nothing to really report about the Crest Arts Pavilion. They're still building the inside and the outside. It looks like they're getting ready to add the sign in, though. You can kind of see they put in the concrete work and some kind of pole. Kind of the same situation at the Ocean Holiday. Nothing yet. Still waiting, though, at this moment, though. No change, except for that one trailer is gone. There was a trailer in here. And we're finishing our video, of course, on the one building that I've spent more time at than my own house, and that is the Madison. I know I have to say Madison. It's not the Ocean View anymore. They actually just removed the sign not too long ago, and so I'm going to give you guys a little tour. But I have to say, a lot has changed, and it's crazy because the amount of work they have to do before next summer is insane, but they're doing it. They're doing it quickly. You can see over here they added in the supports. They exposed all of the metal down at the very, very far end. They actually removed that little balcony where like the food area was. At one point it used to be like an ocean grill. But anyway, let me go ahead and give you a tour while we still have some light left. Here you can see the exposed metal, and you can see they added the supports down here. Remember, they're going to cut off half of this roof and make it flush with the other side of the building. So that's why you're going to see all these supports come up. A lot of dumpsters in here. Moving down, you can see they really haven't done anything with the lobby just yet. Kind of looks exactly the same. Just going to walk down a little bit. They actually added in this new poster out front. Soon to be making Madison moments in Wildwood Crest. It's pretty cool. I like that. Now we're going to walk down a little bit. It's been kind of quiet on this end for a little bit. You could see they're going underneath and checking out for any areas that have a lot of metal issues. And it's hard to see right now, but you can see the erosion and the corrosion really bad. So they're pulling down different areas to see what needs to be fixed. Now, demolition crews were here not too long ago to rip out the entire grill, and it's kind of crazy to see it like this. They just demolished it. Obviously for good reasons, but it's also very strange just to see, because you're so used to seeing this grill here for such a long time. There you guys go. That is your November Wildwoods construction update. A lot of great projects are taking place. If there's a project that I didn't mention in this video, please let me know, and next time I'll be sure to add it in there because of the time frame. And this one took 5 hours, and you know, once again, sun sets at 4:30. It's actually about 4:45 right now. You know, there's only so much we can fit in one video in one day. So be sure to let me know in the comment section what projects you want me to hit next, and I want to thank you guys for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Once again, if you want to support this channel and have your name at the end of the video, all you have to do is click the links below, and then you can go ahead and do all of that. Our Patreon group, by the way, get a lot of insider stuff before I post it on this channel. Anyway, I'm Joey. Please stay safe and sound. As always, I'll see you on the beach, which is right over there. So I'll see you later. Bye.